In high school, I didn't really play any sports. I was actually in band. So all I did was marching band and then nothing else. Didn't really do anything too active during high school. I kind of found this and just kind of really fell in love with it.
I mean, Matthew Day is one of the top names. When people talk about the Ninjas overall, who have a serious, legitimate shot of going all the way, he's always in that top 10. And we're looking at a sport that has thousands and thousands of people across the world.
The way American Ninja Warrior works is it's just like almost any other TV show where most of the time you have to fill out an online application, kind of like a job application or something like that, where you list all your background, any previous jobs and stuff like that, athletic achievements and abilities, and then you send in a video that highlights whether you want to go more story focused or like talent or competition, something like that. Mine was more that I was 19 because that was the year that they lowered the age group to 19.
What's up? My name is Matthew Dave. This is my submission video for Team Ninja Warrior College Edition.
And so the way it works is you send all that stuff in, and production looks through all the videos, looks through all the submissions, and kind of picks out their favorites and pitches them to the higher-up producers. And so the way that it works is you kind of just have to submit it, wait and see, and eventually about 3 months down the road after you submit, you'll maybe get a call and find out that you have a chance to compete. When I first decided to come to A&M, I was coming here for engineering, which A&M is obviously one of the top engineering schools, so it was a pretty obvious pick. And that was just before I started doing anything Ninja Warrior related, and after that, after about my first year, I decided that engineering wasn't for me, and I started making the transition to kinesiology to do something more along these lines. Because there were some gyms in Houston about an hour away, and Austin about an hour and a half, 2 hours away, so I was kind of like, if I really want to do it, I can make a day trip and go over somewhere else and train. But halfway through my freshman year, the start of the spring semester, Power Sports actually had its grand opening of the Ninja Warrior program, and I came in. They had an open house. I came in, hung out, and checked it out, and I was pretty much offered a job on the spot because I had some experience doing it. And it was from there, it's kind of just blown up. This program has almost quadrupled since I started, and it's been really, really good. Training is all kinds of stuff. Normally, I'll do some type of cardio 3 to 4 times a week, whether it's running or sprinting or all kinds of various things. It changes each week. And then I'll do a lot of strength training as well, just as a really good strength building. And my ninja training actually is more play focused still. I do a lot of my conditioning specifically to help with the ninja stuff, but when I'm on obstacles, for the most part, I just want to play and I want to enjoy what I'm doing. So I kind of keep them separate. If I'm doing a lot of strength training one day, I won't do a whole lot of ninja stuff. My favorite story that I like to tell, I'm not very much of a fond memory for me, but I went to a really big competition a year ago in Connecticut. It was the National Ninja League, which is one of the national leagues that aren't affiliated with the show, which is helping the sport really grow and become a true sport. But I like to tell this to kind of help kids, especially whenever they're disappointed in how they're doing. But I went in its national finals, biggest competition of the year, and I jumped, or the timer went 3, 2, 1, go, and I jumped for the first step and immediately slipped off. And I was on the course for less than a second, and that was the end of my run. And so I love to tell that to kids when they're upset about their performance. It's everyone messes up and everyone falls, and it's something that'll happen. And one of the hard things about this sport is if you make one small mistake, then it's over. So it's kind of hard to remember that sometimes, that it's okay to mess up.
Wow, so fluid, so strong. Matthew Day uses that big hip, one big back swing, sends it over, nice high catch on the cliff, and clear. This is still work 2.0, Matthew Day. He's on to mushroom madness.
I'd say the biggest memory was probably, honestly, stepping up to the platform and seeing all of the lights and the cameras. It's really intimidating, and It's something that you don't really experience anywhere else. When you step up and you've got like 5 different producers talking to you and looking at you and telling you that it's your time to go, and then you've got cameras all over the place, and you can see the whole crowd right next to you, and you've got just this massive like 200-foot long course in front of you that you are planning on completing. Yeah. So I think that's the most memorable part of it. After for me personally, like once I start running, I don't think a whole lot or really remember. It's kind of like a blur. I have to go back and watch the videos to really realize what I'm doing. So I think that's kind of why that, like completing the course and that isn't nearly as memorable as that feeling when you step up and like all the nerves and the pressure kind of sets in. So I'm getting a degree in kinesiology, motor behavior, and my plans originally were to continue on school and do something along the lines of physical therapy, but based on the past few years, I've actually had the opportunity to possibly run a gym of my own, which would be really exciting, possibly here obviously. Have the opportunity to continue on and grow the program that I've built here, which would be really exciting. If I can create a career doing something that I love and kind of just hanging out and coaching, then that'd be really awesome. That's why actually this year my shirt is maroon, because it's my last year at A&M, so I kind of wanted to show that off. But I think it's really cool, and part of that I do believe is that since we don't have full-time jobs, that's like the thing that we do. That's our full-time job essentially, is going to school and representing the school.